This is a continuation of the previous recording from 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. You see question 5 here, 3x plus y equals negative 11, and 6x minus 2y equals negative 2. Remember, you've got to get the numbers on either the x or the y so that they cancel each other out, and that by addition you lose that variable. Such as over here on number 6, 4x plus y equals negative 13, and 6x minus 3y equals negative 15. I need a positive 3 up here to add to this negative 3. So I multiply that whole equation by 3, making it 12x plus 3y equals negative 39, keeping the second equation as it is. Then I can add them together. The y's disappear because the 3 and negative 3 cancel out. 18x equals negative 54, divide by 18 and so on. Find our x. Once you find your x, find your y. Then we move on to question 13, and here's 14. Same process. We've got our two equations. Can't add them together right now to get rid of a variable. So I'm going to multiply the top equation by negative 3. So negative 9x minus 3y equals negative 12. Keep second equation as it is. And notice the x's and the y's become 0. So 0 equals negative 6. Remember, that's no solution. Number 15 and 16. Here's 15. 16. Here's the equation. Notice I can't add them together at this time. So I multiply the top equation by negative 2, making negative 4x minus 2y equals negative 12. Then I add it to the second equation, which is right here. This time I get 0 equals 0, which means they're the same line, or all real numbers. Then a little more traditional problem, 17 and 18. Here's 17, and here's 18. Something you can always do if you're trying to find your number is you can multiply this number on the x times the first equation, and the number on the x in the first equation times the second equation, except make sure one of them is negative so you can get rid of that variable. I took 4 times the first equation, giving me this. I took negative 6 times the second equation, giving me this. And then I added negative 110y, and divided by negative 110 reduces to negative 1/5. Now, also, if you would have looked at this original problem, we could have multiplied the top equation by 3 and eliminated the y's instead, which I showed over here. I multiplied the first equation by 3, making 18x minus 15y equals 75. And the second equation stayed the same. I added the two equations together, found x is 4. And this is how we write the answer. Then number 19 is here. Number 20 is shown here. Now, one thing you've got to be careful on this system is the x's and the y's need to be above each other, the equal signs need to be above each other, and the constants, the numbers without a variable, need to be above each other. So equation number 2, I need to move that 4y to the left side. So 10x plus 3y equals negative 12, first equation. Second equation, 5x plus 4y equals negative 16. Then I took and multiplied the first equation by 4 and the second equation by negative 3 as one way of doing it. And then that made 12y and negative 12y on those two equations. So 25x equals 0, x is 0. Then you go through and find the other variable, substituting 0 in there. And remember, write your answer like this. Yes, we could have multiplied number 2 by negative 2. Then the final problems from this lesson. 21, 4x minus 3y equals 7, and 7x plus 5y equals 2. And then 22, Negative 2x plus 3y equals 10, and 3x plus 4y equals 2. I multiplied equation number 1 by a number and equation number 2 by a number. So I used 3 for number 1 and 2 for number 2. 3 times the first equation and 2 times the second equation. 3 times the first one made negative 6x plus 9y equals 30. 2 times the second equation gave me 6x plus 8y equals 4. Then I was able to add them together and get rid of the x's. And then I found 17y equals 34, found my y is 2, substituted that 2 in, and found my x. Remember writing my answer always on system of equations like this. That's the end of the lectures on 4.1, 4.2, and 4.3. Remember, you can pause the film at any place and see what I've done and follow the steps out. Please show all your work, even the even ones, so you learn the work on each and every one of them. Thank you. Good luck.